Hi, boys and girls. Miss Munoz here again. We're going to go over the next five problems on our study guide. I will solve with you problems 11 through 15. All right, so the first problem we're working with today is 11. It says triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. The question here is which proportion can be used to find the length of DE in centimeters? Right. So let's find out what is the line segment DE. This one, I'm going to highlight it. And I'm going to use the same color for the corresponding side on the smaller triangle because they are similar triangles. So DE is corresponding to 4. I see here, right? You can use the letters like A, B, C, and then when you start reading the other triangle, the order, alphabetical order is D, E, right? So DE is corresponding to AB. Then I would say, okay, I'm going to choose another color and I'm going to say, okay, 3 is corresponding to 9, right? And last but not least, we have that 5 is corresponding to 15, right? So the best strategy here would be to use like the colors for the corresponding sides to verify that the proportions are correct or incorrect. In this case, we're looking for which proportion can be used. So we're looking for something that is true. So the first answer choice, A, it says 4 and DE. So I see that 4 is, I have it in yellow right here. So I'm going to highlight 4 in yellow. And then DE is also in yellow. So, okay. So far, what I see is that, okay, they're lined up, right? They're corresponding sides. This is the small triangle, right? And this is, let's say, the large triangle. Then we have 3. I'm gonna use the color 3, right? Is corresponding to 9. It looks like it's correct. They're lining up both dimensions on the small triangle on the left and both dimensions for the large triangle on the right. So, okay, that looks good. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this one for now, right? It looks like that's the correct answer, but let's verify for sure. So on the next one, we have 5, they're having on the proportion they're 5. So I have 5. 5, I have it in red. And then DE is another color, but I see 15 here is also I have it in red. So I'm gonna put it in red here. Okay. They're keeping like the corresponding sides on the same side of the proportion, not on top and the bottom, but like sides. Then we have line segment DE, which I assign yellow. And then 4, okay, it looks like it's a good proportion, but let's verify if they have their triangles lined up correctly. I know 5 correspond to the small triangle, 15 corresponds to the large triangle. DE corresponds to the large triangle, and 4 corresponds to the small triangle. I think here they have a little problem because they do not have small with small and large with large. And to set up a proportion correctly, we need to be very careful of having our corresponding sides lined up. It looks like it's correct here, right? But then here they switch them. So this makes this answer choice incorrect. All right. So then let's verify letter C. I have 4. 4, I have it as yellow. And then DE, I have it as yellow as well. All right. And then they're choosing 9. 9 is blue right here, right? And 3. Again, it looks correct, right? Because the colors are lined up. But let's see. 4, the dimension 4 corresponds to the small triangle. D corresponds to the large triangle. I'm going to zoom out to find out the other 2 dimensions. 9 corresponds to the large triangle, and 3 corresponds to the small triangle. So again, they should have like write these 2 numbers backwards in order for this proportion to work, right? So this is incorrect. So let's just verify the last one. You see, like using like the colors or the highlighting does help you verify that a proportion is correct. So the last one is 9. So let's see, 9 is blue. 9 is corresponding to 3. Okay, both are blue. Then I have DE. DE is yellow right here. And then DE, they're lining it up with 5. Okay, like completely wrong, right? They don't even have like the same colors. So definitely our correct answer is going to be letter A. And that's the answer for problem 11. Okay, so let's move on. Number 12. On number 12, we have it says Nicholas is buying shirts for his baseball team. He will pay $9.50 for each shirt, plus a one time fee of $22.50 for the design. The question here is which equation can be used to find y, the total cost to buy X amount of shirts, right? So when I see the answer choices, I see that all the answer choices have the equation type y equals mx plus b, where m represents a number, right? And b represents another number. So the key to identify which equation match the story is to identify the constants or the numbers that go in the variable, right? So here to identify m, there are three keywords that might be used in the word problem. We're going to look for per, each, or every, right? So usually your constant rate of change, right, which is m, is identified on the story with the keywords per, each, or every. To identify letter B, which is another constant, usually it happens on the story one time. Usually that could be the one-time fee. It could be a head start. Um, that's like the money that you have left over, or that's like a one-time event. So this is a one-time event, right? So if I want to identify which is my rate and which is my one-time event, I look at the description of the problem and it says buying shirts for his baseball team. He will pay $9.50 for each shirt. I think we have identified our M right here. Is using the word each shirt right there. And then it says plus, okay, we have a plus in our equation. A one-time fee, dun, 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 dun. We have a winner, one-time fee of $22.50. So what equation will match this description? So we can start like assembling our equation. Y equals M, which will be $9.50 times X, right? We just repeat this X right here, plus the one-time fee, which is $22.50, right? So if I look at the answer choices, which one looks like this? I think it's this one, right? Right there. Because this one has the numbers switched, if you noticed. Here, this one has a subtraction, which makes it wrong, and this one also has a subtraction, and it has them switched. So the correct answer is letter F. There. Just pay attention to the keywords. Number 13, it says Vincent flipped 3 coins during a probability experiment. The outcomes of the first 40 trials, so he performed this experiment 40 times, are shown on the table. If I would add all of these, right, to all of these numbers, the total is 40, right? So this is the total number of trials. Then it says the question, based on the information in the table, in how many of the next 120 trials will the outcome be exactly 2 of the coins showing heads? So let me see his outcomes here. His outcomes were 3 tails, 2 heads, exactly 2 heads. 2 of the coins showing heads is this one, right? On this one, he had like 1 head, 2 tails. This one, 2 heads, 1 tail, and then 3 heads. Those are all of his outcomes. So 2 coins showing heads, he got 16 outcomes out of the 40. So to find that probability, I will say, okay, the probability of getting exactly 2 heads, right? It'll be 16 out of 40 trials. But since I'm making a prediction, if I read prediction, I think proportion. So the total number of trials that they want to predict with is 120. So I will write that 120 on the bottom part of this proportion. Then I go, okay, can I solve this proportion? Of course. 40, no, it's 40 times 3 equals 120. 16 times 3 equals to 48. So that's the answer. Like, that's the prediction that we would have 2 hits on the next 120 trials. And the answer is right there, letter D. There you go. Then we have problem 14. Problem 14 is about this guy, Zachary. He needs to buy tires for his car. Yeah, they could be pricey, let me tell you. Okay. The table shows the prices of an advertised sales for the same type of tire at 4 tire stores. And they're calling the stores RSTV. I would have put names like, Firestone, Pueblo Tires, or I don't know, Goodyear. I don't know, actual brands, but okay, whatever. Okay, so let's not get distracted. It says store R. Each tire costs $150. So I'm looking at this, right? Store R, $150 each tire. And it says buy 3 tires and get the 4th tire free. Oops, I did not read the question, boys and girls. What we're looking for is based on the advertised sales, at which store will Zachary get the lowest price on 4 tires? So on store R, each tire is $150. And it says that you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th tire free. So basically, you would just multiply this times 3 to get the total. And let's write here, how much would he pay, right, in total for all the 4 tires. So on the first store, he would pay only for 3 tires. The 4th will be practically free. So here he would spend 150 times 3, he would spend $450. Not bad for 4 tires, let me tell you. Then it says on store S, I'm going to look at store S. It says that each tire is $200, but let's see what's the deal. It says buy 4 tires and receive $70 off the price of each tire. So basically, here, if you subtract $70 from $200, each tire will cost, right? Let's show here that we're subtracting $70. Each one will practically be $130, right? Here you would have to pay for all 4. So 130 times 4 will give us a total of $520. Okay, so far I think R, right, is the best deal. So let's see, T. We have store T. And it says that store T, each tire is $175, but what's the deal? It says buy 4 tires and receive $200 off the total price. So if I will multiply this times 4, I will get $700 that I would have to pay. But then I subtract the $200 off the total price, right? Minus $200. So he would end up paying only $500. Still, that deal does not defeat the first store. Let's check on the last one. It says on store V. This one, each tire is $130, and it says buy 4 tires and receive 10% off the total price. So let's see, 130 times 4 tires. We already performed that one here on top, is $520 minus 10% of the total price. So 10% of 520 is $52. So he would end up paying here $468 because I subtracted the 10%. This is the 10% of 520. So I think the best buy still is store R with $450 for 4 tires. So the correct answer for number 14 will be store R, which is answer choice F. There you go. And last question, problem 15. This is nice and sweet. It says, which Venn diagram best represents the relationship among integers, natural numbers, rational numbers, and whole numbers? I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the year, you came up with like I always forget how you call those uh, plain letters with, you came up with something like this, and never walk in reverse. A mnemonic device to remember. You did say, I remember you did say, oh yeah, you can think of never walk in reverse, right? To remember the order of the group of natural numbers, and then okay, N stands for natural numbers, W stands for whole numbers, I stands for integers, right? And R for rational numbers. So you have to follow that order to have the Venn diagram correct. So here we go, okay, let me just a blue. I have natural numbers, check. Whole numbers, check. And then, ooh, look at these two. They're backwards. So letter F is wrong. Then H here. Whole numbers, no. We're supposed to start with the natural numbers. You're out. Then it says start with natural numbers, and here the first one is whole numbers. No, no, no. Then here, natural numbers, check. Whole numbers, check. Integers, check. Nah, rational numbers, check. There you go. We have a winner, right? So if it helps you, remember never walk in reverse, going from the inner circle to the outer circles. To remember the classification of rational numbers, natural, whole, integers, and rational numbers. So uh, until this point, I end my report and I'll get back to you after 5 problems. Stay tuned. Bye bye.